This episode of Roofing University is brought to you by Primeline Tools.
Hi, I'm Joshua Bigger, better known as the best damn roofer. And today, we're going to be installing rectangle steel shingles on a pitched roof, made by Diamond Shingles, processed in Wingham, Ontario. Stay tuned.
Roofing is fun. Na 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 na. Roofing is fun. Na 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 na. Roofing is fun.
We're here on a rooftop somewhere in Canada. We're about to take off these dirty old Skyline shingles that are well past their age, and with my associates down below. Say hi, guys. We're gonna rip and prep this roof for a steel roof today. Don't forget to use your ladders. Tie those suckers off, guys. We're gonna tie those off. We're gonna use gutter guards. And the boys are bringing up the safety equipment, and we're gonna make sure that we have all the proper safety equipment on the roof before we start. So we got this old roof here, and sometimes you get into a roof like this and you're like, ah, shit, they've ice and watered it. But in this case, as we like to thank the roof heavens for this, right? Boys, look at this, no ice and water. Beautiful. Thank the roofing gods for that. Check the valleys too. And just tar paper in the valleys, boys. Easy rip. Nice clean rip, and we'll get this thing prepped properly. As soon as we get up here, Mikey's gonna put on some ropes. Although it's not a very steep or high roof, always have the proper precautions on just in case. Just in case the ministry shows up and you can scramble like hell to put your rope on, right, boys?
We're roofing on in the hot, hot sun. In the hot sun. Wasting all my time.
When you guys are about to throw the garbage off the roof, come on, take the extra mile, right, Dad?
Oh yeah, that's got her done right, bud.
It's big time style. Don't want to scratch that white siding.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Armadillo. Armadillo's got her. We're gonna make sure we get every nail out, because if you leave any nails in when you're doing a steel roof, they can pop up and leave a nice little dent in your brand new shingle. You're also going to want to make sure you got your seams are all nailed down. There's no protrusions. You want the substrate as flat as possible, so please take the extra minute to get it all cleaned up properly. After you've scraped it clean and got the ice and water off here, it took a long time. For God's sake, please clean the people's gutters. You'll see your face in them by the time you're done. You know what? It takes 2 seconds to run a garden hose up here after you're done the job. Pot in like that. Don't be afraid. If you became a roofer, you're not afraid to get dirty. That's why the hell we got up here and started doing this in the first place. So right now we're going to start applying the ice and water shield. We're going to do it up the whole slope. We're also going to ice the valleys too. Let's keep it straight, blade. Overlapping the valley there just a wee bit. Continue on.
I'm staring out my window. I'm dreaming of better days.
So we're just icing this whole substrate here, low slope, and then we're gonna go over top of it with some platinum underlayment, which is Miami Dade approved. It's called platinum underlay. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, there it is. You go right over top. So right now we're installing cap nails on top of our platinum underlay, which is also on top of the ice and water guard. You can do this all up the whole roof here. Get her nice and dried in. Big time style. Get her, Dilly. Get her, buddy. So we had a little rot in the rake edge here, so take 2 nice sized pieces out, although it was just a small little rot area. Just clean it right up and get some nice 1/2 inch Alberta plywood right back in its place. So we're here. Mike is just about to fill in the vent holes. Just gonna crib that up, put a couple screws in there. There's one he already did. Like I said, we're gonna go with the ridge venting that the Lord has put there for us already. God bless us. Right, Michael? Yeah. May the roofing gods be with you as well. So we've got it all wrapped in. It's all dried and ready to go. And we're gonna start by putting our trim work on at gable end and the drip edge. So, certain ways that I like to do it. I like to use 2.5 inch nails, and I like to put it right into the fascia board. You can feel it when you hit it. You got good contact there. I like to put a nail every foot. So make sure you know where your 2x6 is. Put a gable trim on here. I like to snip just a little bit of this out. Pull that piece back. So you gotta be good. You don't want to hit your showing face of your F trim. You're gonna want to bring the valley right over top of the drip edge. I like to use this fold as a reference point, so right about there. Then of course you're gonna want to cut this valley off flush. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll even fold this over. I'll have it folded over the edge. So I just like to cut behind the line and through the fold and then straight down. So it's pretty good. There we go. Give this a slice. We're gonna cut this out here. Probably all of that. Oh, fucker, my cock sucking fucking sniffs. God damn it. Fucking ball juice. Sorry. I'll get her. Right, so get a little sniff here. So, we're gonna start installing the shingles. First of all, I'm gonna pick my pattern. When you're doing a steel roof, I always wanna think of my last step first. So how am I gonna finish this roof? How am I gonna do these crossovers? Just don't jump into anything, think it through. So, what I'm gonna do here is get this wall started here for the overcross, and then I'm gonna work these higher dormers over here just so I'm not walking on the steel after it's done. So we're gonna get up this wall a little bit, and then we're gonna do these dormers. We're gonna get our lines across here. This is the most complicated part of this roof. So I'm gonna start by picking my pattern, which on this I'm gonna do a block pattern. You get the length of your shingles. These are 34 inches and a quarter, 34 and a quarter. Make sure she's snug. So instead of a chalk line, it's a farmer's twine. So we got our two chalk lines, half, and then of course my edge. These are gonna keep me straight up the side. We're gonna start by cutting the shingle in half. So the measurement in half is 17 and 1/8. Nice quick square gets through easy. Get your mark in. Personally, I like lots of nails. And of course, just continue with that course until we get to the valley. So when you're about to put your shingle on the gable trim here, you're gonna notice with this lock, it's gonna be a little bit high. Don't be afraid, take your hammer and just get it in there. Don't need to pry it too hard, because when you're trying to get it in, have your hammer there, see? It's just already there, a little bit of leverage. And it gets it in spot right. where I'm gonna bend it in. You're gonna mark this up a little bit here. So we got our valley here. So she's right there. Right there. Don't be afraid to use your feet. So we have very, very long bend. You might want to do this one on your brake if you have a brake on site. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little bit more time to do this valley, and you don't want to speed up through this valley. So we're going to take your time and slow down. And if you want to have a coffee, now is what time you have a coffee. And if you like smoking cigarettes, you smoke a couple darts while you're doing it. I don't smoke cigarettes, so you can figure out what I'm going to do next. So you got this shingle in, but there's a little tiny little baby guy. That's a little one. You have to fold that up. Got to interlock it. So you don't necessarily need to nail that piece that's going to go in here. You just need to lock it in. It's going to take you some time. It's not going to be fun. Okay. Want to just help me measure this dilly whacker? All right. What I'm going to recommend is that you take one nail and you just put it in there, because you're going to have to pop this end out to get this small little piece in, but you don't want to lose your positioning here. So. All right, let's start on this little gunner. All right, so it's about as big as this piece is going to get. Little eye fudging goes a long way, but these little hand benders here. That's why we only screwed it down with one, or put it down with one nail. I try to get it all together, and then use a little piece of wood just to get everything in shape. So this part here is probably one of the, you get these little tough spots like this. You do get frustrated, but by the time you're done, it looks really good, guys. So it's par for the course. And that's it right there. You're gonna lock the next one above it. All right, we just finished this little dormer. Now we're gonna take ourselves down to the bottom of this valley. We're gonna fill in this whole piece, and then we're gonna do the crossover. I wish I would have stayed in school. Become a janitor, garbage guy. Okay, so we've finished this side here. As you can see, we brought the shingles all the way up to the top right. Take a look. Now we're about to do our crossover. So the first thing I do for the crossover is that I try to find the straightest line here, and we use the left side of the gable. The measurement in this case was 248 inches. And then what we do secondly is we come across here and measure our shingle distance on the drip edge here. So we know that one there. We get our spacing. So the spacing was 137 inches. The shingle itself is 34 1/4. So basically just add those distances up and you get a measurement of 137 for the distance we need here. You can easily find that distance too if you just measure the shingles you've already put on, seam to seam. And when you're measuring a shingle, so when you measure your face of your shingle, you're going to be at 34 1/4 from inside seam to outside seam. That's your shingle distance. So basically we've multiplied the shingle by 4. We got 137, I believe it was. And it ends up, our line's right here. That'll be our seam line. We're going to keep consistent. So there's our straight line right now. Me and Dylan are going to lay 2 lines to give our half and our full shingle marking to bring us up to the point where we can interlock the whole system. Right. So we'll start by putting a piece of twine right here. There we go. Measure twice. Hello. Shoot.
How you doing?
We're filming.
Good.
Fucking daddy, can't. Old timers trying to goddamn video these. I don't like cell phones. I don't use cell phones. I'm born in the 50s. That's all he fucking does. All he's on his cell phone, this guy. The seam lines up on our string line. Get her in place. And you can also check this way too. 17 1/8 should be this line from this seam line. So it's all perfect. There we go. So we're almost at the top of the transition here. Just a few more shingles and a few more bends to go. And we'll have it right here on our point. Everything should meet up fine and we'll continue finishing this roof.
Forever, I think I'm going crazy. There's only one thing that can save me in the hot sun.
So we know we're dead nuts. Our seams are on. All we have to do is just finish this. The tie-in's in. This rest goes really easy. Just come on. Right there. All right, so we got up to the transition here. We're gonna fold the little thing. We're gonna dry check it. Looks like it's gonna fit nice. So take these, fold them right under so we get a nice smooth finish. Tighten it with my hand. There's your transition piece. Goes right in there.
Once there was a shingler, and when he roofed, he pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for roofing, do ya?
So we finished our transition, our crossover, and Dylan's putting the last piece in the top there, so we're gonna be done for the day. And we're gonna go down and we got a treat from our homeowner. Wonder what he got for us for all our hard work. Well, after all that hard work, the homeowner leaves us a treat. Right here. Hey Dylan. The homeowner left us a little sipper for all our hard work. Remember, no alcohol on the roof, guys. Keep it on the ground. And not till the job is done. It's 6 o'clock right now on a Saturday, so.
Sun, we're roofing on in the hot sun. We're roofing on in the hot sun. We're roofing on in the hot sun. Each day's getting longer.